Greetings my lovelies, hi, it's Emmy. Welcome back to another You Made What? So today I have another retro recipe. If you missed my last retro recipe, I should put the link down below, and that was for savory lime jello. Today I have another jello recipe, and it's for this. Can you see that? And if you don't live in the US, you may not know what this is, but this is a SpaghettiOs jello mold containing Vienna sausages. So I found an image of this while I was researching fun recipes, but I couldn't for the life of me find a recipe. I did find a blog in which someone attempted to make this, but I did a few tweaks based on his experiences and yeah, based on the size of my mold as well. The whole purpose of this You Made What series is about satisfying my curiosity to see what these recipes actually taste like. And if you like these fun recipes, don't forget to subscribe for more making. Alright, so let's go in the kitchen and I'll show you how I made this. So into a large saucepan, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of water. Then sprinkle the top of that with your 2 packages of gelatin. Allow that to sit for about 5 or 10 minutes until the gelatin has bloomed. At this point, the gelatin will thicken up like this. And now we're going to add a 1/4 cup of condensed tomato soup. Because I added the 1/4 cup of soup here, the gelatin was quite thick and took a while to melt. So I suggest adding the soup along with the water in the very beginning. Okay, so now turn on the heat, and you're going to warm this up on medium heat until the gelatin is completely dissolved and the mixture looks nice and syrupy like this. So at this point, you can turn off the heat, and you're going to add 2 cans of SpaghettiOs. I'm using 1 can that contains sliced franks, and then 1 can of the original. Mix that well. And then you're going to pour it into your mold. This is a 4-cup ring mold. Evenly distribute the mixture and then place in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours, or preferably overnight. When you're ready to unmold the jello, then you're going to place the mold into a bowl of pretty hot water for a few seconds and then invert it onto a plate. You might have a little bit of jello melting, but that's okay, you can just clean it up with a paper towel. Next, you can garnish with some lettuce leaves, or I'm just using some baby spinach. Next, we're going to fill the ring with some Vienna sausages, and mine took 3 cans. So just crack them open, invert them onto a plate, and just line them all up inside your ring. I felt like it needed a little additional green, so I added another ring of spinach leaves around the outside of the sausages. And there you go, a beautiful SpaghettiO Vienna sausage jello mold. I would imagine if you grew up with SpaghettiOs, this would be a completely different experience than the experience that I'm about to have, because I never really ate these growing up. So there's none of that nostalgia or memory that's associated with this food. Okay, let's finally give this a taste. I've got myself a little plate here. Part of me doesn't want to cut this thing, but cut I must. So let's, wow. It is pretty firm jello, much firmer than the jello mold that I made last time. Because there's 2 packets of gelatin. Wow, look at that. Now that is a cross section. And let's have it with the Vienna sausage as well. So yes, a lot of structural integrity. This seems more like a jello jiggler than a jello. And let's taste it by itself first. All right, here we go. Itadakimasu. It tastes like eating SpaghettiOs straight out of the can. It's not actually that weird at all. And the texture actually works pretty well. The pasta is so soft and mushy, it complements the gelatin all around it. And the jello tastes like canned ravioli sauce or canned spaghetti sauce. Has that tin flavor, cooked tomato flavor. And in my opinion, pretty bland. It's not really highly seasoned in any way. It just tastes like a cooked tin tomato sauce. Not too exciting, but if you love SpaghettiOs, I think you'll really like this. All right, let's give it a taste with Vienna sausage. And the sausages I were expecting to be very salty, but they're actually not. They're very soft in texture. And very, very similar to some sausages that I had that were targeted for kids in my last Emmy Eats Germany video. Actually, not too bad. It tastes like soft bologna. Very, very mushy texture. But actually it goes pretty well with this jello. I'm kind of amazed. Well, besides the spinach, I think it wouldn't be an overstatement to say that this dish sort of represents a lot of people's childhood. Bologna, SpaghettiOs, Jello, right? And it actually doesn't taste too bad. It's certainly not delicious or something I would ever crave, but it doesn't taste too bad. And if you grew up eating this, I think you'll actually love it. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other retro recipes that you'd like to see. Include links so I can look for the recipe. And yeah, I'll try to make it for you. All right, I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And I shall see you in my next video. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye.